Welcome to John S. Sports Channel League One Week 36 predictions, and it's an extremely interesting weekend, isn't it? And we're going to go along with your predictions, get a little bit of form, and as usual, a little bit of fun, give you my suggestions at the end of it. Cardiff versus Lincoln, where's better to start? First versus second? Lots of goals you're suggesting. I'm going to go in with your suggestions first. 3-2, 2-2, 1-1, 3-3, 2-2. A lot of people saying a lot of goals here. Nobody's saying a 3-2 win to Lincoln. I think it may be a 3-2 win to Lincoln. Let's just look at the form and see why. We've got Cardiff City, draw, win, lose, win. The last last four games. Well, I mean, it is amazing. If I go for the last 5 games, 3-0 win, 3-1 win, 4-1 win, 5-2 defeat to Plymouth, and then a 4-0 win to Doncaster last time out. This team can be brutal, can't it, with the goals? But it can also get a little bit flustered if the opposition just shows that they're not going to curl over and let them in. So, and that shows what was, I think, the issue probably about 7 or 8 games ago, where they had a period where they just kept drawing games they should be winning, or even not getting the whole 3 points, and just that they really should have done. You know, that's my problem with Cardiff at the minute. They really do usually blast the team out of the park, but not always. Lincoln City then, can they do such a job? Win, draw, win. And the last 3 games for Lincoln City, 4-0 win against Northampton, 2-0 win against Mansfield, and a 4-0 win against Blackpool. Yes, they can. If anybody can do it, it's Lincoln City. That's why people are saying lots and lots of goals. And that's why I'm thinking 3-2 to Lincoln. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go with one of your suggestions. So it's your fault. I'm going to go with Cardiff 3, Lincoln City 3, and move on to the next game, which is another interesting game for me. It's my team. It's Rotherham. It's Huddersfield in 7th. Rotherham in 22nd. Rotherham cannot score for toffee. But Huddersfield, as we will see in a minute, neither can they. Not often enough, at least. Huddersfield Town, draw, lose, win, lose. They win there 2-1 against at home to Barnsley, and then the latest a 1-0 defeat to Wigan. And if you look at these games, 2-2, 1-1, 1-0 defeat, 1-0 defeat, 2-1 win, 1-0 defeat. This Huddersfield side just isn't scoring. They're not letting in an awful lot of goals, but they're certainly not scoring. And Rotherham United, on the other hand, lose, win, draw. And they do seem to have turned the corner, but they just cannot score. 3-0 defeat, 1-0 defeat, 2-1 defeat, 1-0 defeat, 1-0 win, 0-0 draw. Those last 2 games, the referees been absolutely atrocious. Really have. And I don't know, I hope to God we get a better referee here. That's why I think that this could be a 0-0. But nobody's giving me the option of a 0-0. In fact, Huddersfield, Rotherham, 3-1, 2-0, 1-0, 3-1, 1-2. Can't see Rotherham scoring 2. Can't see Huddersfield scoring 3. Not based on the history there. Rotherham have got a lot more injuries coming in as well again, and you're thinking, I could see 0-0. I'm going to agree with Huddersfield 1, Rotherham 0, and we'll bugger off to the next game. 13th place Barnsley versus 15th place Exeter City. And this is another one of those games. I'm actually going to go through the score predictions from you lot. So your predictions are Barnsley Exeter 3-1, 2-1, 3-1, 3-2 and 3-1. Now, I'll give you the reason behind that, because we're talking 13th, 15th. They are very, very close. Barnsley, lose, draw, win, lose, win, lose. They've been playing sort of okay-ish teams. The last three: a defeat to Huddersfield 2-1. Of course, Huddersfield up there. A 3-1 win against Orient, and a 1-0 win, a 1-0 defeat, sorry, against Wycombe Wanderers. Obviously playing really well. So they have played, but they won against Peterborough 2-1. Peterborough have been playing some really good football. So it's like they I don't know. They have to turn up or they don't. Exeter City then. There are a lot of people thinking that you can tell by the scores there that Exeter, will probably get a 2 or 3-1 defeat here. Draw, lose, draw. Now, no wins. However, you have to look, the defeat first. Let's look at that. 5-1 defeat against Bolton Wanderers, but they're up there for a reason, aren't they? So let's just wipe that one off. The other 5 are draws: 0-0, 0-0, 1-1, 3-3 and 1-1. 1-1 against Burton, who have been playing some decent football of late, just sort of dropped off recently. And I can see that Exeter could pull out a sudden 3-goal or 2-goal scoreline here. So with that in mind, 3-1, 3-2-1, 3-1, 3-2, 3-1. I think this could go either way. I'm going to go with Barnsley 3, Exeter 2. I could see it going either way. Really could see it going either way. You see how difficult it is this weekend, can't you? Blackpool in 20th, Wigan in 19th. Again, the same sort of situation here. They're not making it very easy for us, you or me, are they? Blackpool lose, draw, lose, win, draw, lose. 20th. They're inconsistent. That's the problem. A Mansfield home win there in those 6, which was really good. For me, that was back to what they should be able to do. But then a 2-2 draw against Bolton, and you're thinking, they've turned it. They shouldn't be drawing against that side. That side can be really good against bottom end teams. I wonder if they've turned. And then they went to Lincoln City and lost 4-0, but Lincoln City are obviously second. So you have to start thinking, have they just played the wrong teams? Okay, you go to Wigan Athletic. Lose, win, lose, win. You'd be thinking they're slightly better. As far as your results, certainly the last 3 games, they've won 2 games out of the last 3 instead of 1. Luton Town 1-0 at home, which was a very good win. And the latest, the last game, which was a 1-0 win against Huddersfield. And this team digs in and makes sure that it tries to get those wins by hook or by crook. Just go to that Huddersfield game. Wigan 1, Huddersfield 0. 12 shots, 3 on target and 1 in the net for Wigan. 11 shots, 5 on target and none in the net for Huddersfield. Their defence has been pretty good. Pretty good for Wigan. So we look at Blackpool versus Wigan. And we take on board the fact that I think that Wigan side's defence can be absolutely astonishingly good against Huddersfield. Lots of shots, but keeping them off target was really clever by them. And I see that you're saying 3-1, 2-0, 1-2, 3-1, 1-2. Nobody on the fence. Either way, and I can see that Wigan could do this, absolutely. That if they can get that defence like it was last time out, I think they could do it, and that's why I've gone for Blackpool 1, Wigan 2. Bolton in 3rd, Wycombe in 6th, and again we've got so close together these games, aren't they? Bolton are, of course, they're there for a reason. They could get into that 2nd place, and they're just nibbling away at it. As we get some news from football, Wycombe, though they've been really coming into this of late, and you'll see from the form guide, Bolton, win, draw, win. No defeats. Well, last 4 games, 1-1 against Lincoln, 1-1 against Reading, 2-2 against Blackpool, and of course last time out 5-1 win against Exeter. And we just seem to... But Exeter can score. And they did. They scored 1, but it didn't faze Bolton here. But they'll be a bit worried that they've got so many draws out of those last 6. 3 draws, and they should have been getting at least 1 win, I think, out of that. Wycombe Wanderers, we've got win, lose, draw, win, win, win. Stevenage 3-1 win, Burton 3-0 win, and then Barnsley 1-0 win. So this team can score, but so can Bolton. Held the draws for the draw for Wycombe was even 1-1, which is similar to the two of the 3 draws that they've got for Bolton. So I can see why you lot with Bolton Wycombe are saying 3-2, 2-1, 2-1, 3-0, 1-1. I'm going to stick with you. I think that Bolton just have it for me. It could be more goals than this. You're certainly saying there's going to be lots of goals. I'm going to go with Bolton 2, Wycombe 1. It could be 2-1, 3-2, 3-1. It could be any scoreline. Could even be the opposite way round, but I think I'm going to go with that and agree with you. Bradford in 4th, Orient in 21st. And I remember watching Bradford recently. Some of their games are awful. They really are boring. But they're in 4th for a reason. They're getting the scores. The run of the green seems to be going for Bradford. And it did at first, then it stopped a little bit. And then the run of the green seems to be coming back for them, even though they're not, for me, playing the prettiest of football. So it's 4th place Bradford, 21st place Leyton, Orient. And I'm going to go to the scores from you lot first. Bradford at home, 3-1, 4-1, 2-0, 2-1, 1-1. Now, you have to... The reason why... You'll see why I've said that. Bradford, lose, win, win, lose, win, lose. Played Rotherham, and they were awful. They did win 1-0, but there again, Rotherham were dreadful and Bradford were awful. What can we say? Last time out, Reading 2-1 defeat. It's not. There's nothing in it for me. Bradford scores 2-1 defeat, 2-0 win, 1-0 win, 3-1 defeat, 1-0 win, 2-1 defeat. There's not loads of goals, and that's why I read off the goals that you're saying. You're suggesting 3 and 4 goals. I just can't see it. I really cannot see Bradford scoring 3 or 4. 1 or 2 maybe. 3 or 4, I just can't see it. Leyton Orient then. Lose, lose, draw, lose, win, lose. We have to be thinking about this team can actually score. The Orient teams can score. 3-0 defeat, 1-0 defeat, 0-0. And then it changes. A 3-1 defeat to Plymouth. And then a 2-1 win against Northampton and a 3-1 defeat against Barnsley. They're scoring. They're starting to score and pretty regularly. And I'm thinking, I wouldn't put it past Leyton Orient to be able to score here against a side that's not been the brightest of football to watch from Bradford. That's why I've gone for Bradford 1, Leyton Orient 1. And I have actually agreed with somebody on that one, so that's good. 17th place Burton Albion versus 9th place Stevenage. And I find this one really, really hard to get a grip of. Burton are, at the end of the day, let's just look at that table. They're on 40 points, so they're not really. They're sort of 4 points away from Orient in the drop zone. I think they've got enough teams between them to be able to stay out of it, to be quite honest. But they're playing a 9th place Stevenage, who are pretty good. So Burton Albion lose, win, draw, win, lose, draw. The defeat last time out was, last time but one, was 3-0 away to Wycombe. We know what they're like at home. They can be very, very difficult. They were. Exeter 1-1 away draw. You know, they would have thought they were going to win that one and probably should have done. However, they didn't. It was a draw. Stevenage, lose, win, lose, win. You can see Stevenage are really good, but the last 4 games, 1-0 win against Huddersfield, 2-1 win against Port Vale of all sides. You would have really banked on more goals than that. 3-1 defeat away from home to Wycombe, whereas Burton, 3 games ago, lost 3-0 against them. So not so different against the same side. And then a 2-1 win against Stockport County. Again, I thought that might be a little bit more. So, looking at this game, Burton, Stevenage, 1-2, 2-2, 1-1, 1-2, 0-2. Most people sticking with the league position and just nicking in that Stevenage win by 1 or 2 goals. I'm going to sit on the fence and go Burton 1, Stevenage 1, because I think that Burton can. They can turn up and do some really good football, as they have done, and then all of a sudden they don't, and it's like, where did that one come from? So this is one of those teams that can suddenly, wow the crowd, and then the next game it's like, well, where did the last game go? So I'm going to go with 1-1. We're going to go with Luton Reading next, 10th place versus 8th place. Again, another so bloody close, aren't they? 10th place Luton, 8th place Reading. And this is another one where I want to go for your scores first, because I really can't see where you're coming from. Luton Town versus Reading. 3-1, 2-1, 2-1, 3-0, 2-1. Everybody's saying it's going to be either a 2 or 3 goal win by Luton over Reading. However, let's just have a look at that before we go too far. Let's have a look. Luton Town. Lose, draw, win, draw, win. Out of their last 6 games, they've won 2 of them. 2-1 against Plymouth, a draw against Port Vale, 1-1, and then a win against Northampton, 2-1. The 2 wins were at home. I do agree, the 2 wins were at home. The home game before that was Burton Albion, 1-1. They played a lot of away games. So let's just think about that. Scores during that: 3-1 defeat, 1-0 defeat, 1-1, 2-1 win, 1-1 draw, and a 2-1 win. Not a lot of goals. That's why I'm thinking 2-1s and 3-1s. Yeah, I could see 2-1s. 3-1, it would depend how bad Reading's defence is, which is where we go now. Reading, lose, win, draw, win. And you see, for Luton to score 3, Reading, you would be looking at Reading thinking they're not going to do very well. We're going to see lots of 2 or 3 and 4 goals being let in, aren't we? Well, let's have a. We start with 3-2 defeat. Yeah, absolutely, it's possible then, isn't it? Well, 3-2 defeat, 2-1 win, 3-2 win, 1-1 draw, 1-1 draw, 2-1 win. See, Reading have really turned this one round. That's why they've started to get up that table. Probably without a lot of you really realising how close they've got. Look at Reading here, 8th place on 51 points. It's just 2 points behind Wycombe in 6th. We're only 5 points behind Stockport in 5th. So, they have done a really good job. It's on like a stealth job up the table without people really realising. But I've realised, and I think this side is certainly encroaching on the teams above them enough to be, thought of a little bit higher than losing 2 or 3, 2-1, 3-1, 3-0. So I've given this is the only time I've not agreed with you. Not agreed with you at all. I've gone for my own score. Luton 2, Reading 2. I think that both these teams will want to just keep an eye on that 6th and 5th slot. Maybe one will win. If it is, I think it'd be 2-1. I think you'd be right, but I think I won't like to guess which direction. Plymouth versus Doncaster next, and 12th versus 18th. And this actually, again, is one of those games where Plymouth can score really well. They lost at Rotherham, and that referee was absolutely garbage. I'll admit, he was garbage in both directions. But the Plymouth fan, if I was a Plymouth fan, I'd be going away from Rotherham thinking, how the hell did we not get one of those decisions? But equally, Rotherham were going away thinking we've won, but some of those decisions were awful, both directions. So Plymouth, Argyle, lose, win, 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 lose, lose. Last time out, it was Rotherham, 1-0 away defeat. The time before that, there was a 2-1 defeat to Luton Town. They're up there for a reason. They're in the top half for a reason. They have got the squad, they have got the abilities. Look, but they know how Luton play, and having played them last season, this Plymouth side, I think, has made a meal of the last two games. Whereas they've been scoring quite well. I mean, the three games before those two, 4-0 win at away to Blackpool, 3-1 win away at Orient, 5-2 win at home to Cardiff. They can score. I will say they're more. It used to be they'll score most at home. Two of those games were away from home, 4-0 and 3-1. So it's no longer the case. They do seem to be doing both home and away, but I do still think that they're more lethal at home. Against a Doncaster side, lose, draw, win, win, lose, lose. But Doncaster can let goals in occasionally, but occasionally they can be really, really solid at the back. 4-0 defeat, 1-1 draw, 1-0 win, and it was against Huddersfield as well. A 2-1 win against Rotherham, and a 4-0 defeat against Cardiff, and a 1-0 defeat at home to Stockport. You have to be thinking Plymouth here. It's a case of how many. And looking at you, 2-2, wow, 2-0, 3-0, 3-2 and 1-0. I think that it's going to be a little difficult to how many goals are scored. Personally, I don't think that Doncaster are going to score two, so I think the 3-2 is out of the window. The 2-2 is probably out of the window. Is it going to be 1-0, 2-0 or 3-0? Yes, I don't think it's going to be 3-0 at the minute. I could be wrong. I'm going to go with Plymouth 1, Doncaster 0. Could be 2-0. I don't think it'll be 3-0, but I'm going to agree with you anyway. 14th place Wimbledon, Northampton in 23rd. And we go to our Sunday games. I've got to go on there. And we go to our Sunday game. And we have a look at 14th versus 23rd. Now, this is important because when you look at these games, and you're equally the same. You'll see the results that you're predicting. Wimbledon, win, lose, draw, lose, win, draw. This isn't a team in 14th position. That's not a result from 14th. They were playing really well. They were getting the run of the green. They were right up there. And people are saying they're actually going to get promoted. They're going to be in the playoffs, aren't they? And then they sort of dropped off, and they just didn't get the run of the green, and the luck didn't go for them. But they weren't playing any different. They were just not getting the run of the green and coming away with 1 point when they're thinking we should have won that one. And this is what's happened in these last 6 games. A 3-2 win, a 2-1 defeat, a 3-3 draw, Barnsley, a 4-1 defeat with Cardiff, and a 3-1 defeat a 3-1 win straight after with Bradford, and a 2-2 draw with Mansfield. Show you that this team is struggling to get consistency here, and that's the problem. That is the problem. I just don't see that side has got the consistency, but it has got home advantage and it is playing a 23rd place Northampton Town. However, Draw, lose, 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 draw, lose does not show you the entire picture. 0-0 against Exeter, 4-0 defeat to Lincoln City. Then let's just look at what's happened afterwards. The last 4 games are a little bit more interesting than you think. A 2-1 defeat at home to Leyton Orient, a 1-0 defeat at home to Port Vale, a 1-1 draw to Peterborough, who've been improving a lot, and then a 2-1 defeat away at Luton, who can play some sparkling football. And you see that this Northampton side's defence is actually pretty good. And can it keep off this Wimbledon side? Yes, I think it probably could. And I think that's where some of you are coming from, because your suggestions are 1-1, 2-0 to Wimbledon, 3-1 to Northampton, and a 1-1. So I don't want to sit on the fence. I know most of you are saying a draw. I don't want to sit on the fence. So I'm going to go with one side. I'm going to be wrong here, aren't I? Because I think Northampton may score. I think Northampton, but I don't see it being 3. I'm going to agree with the person who said Wimbledon 2, Northampton 0. I'm going to get that one wrong, aren't I? Please do like and subscribe, and join me with our next prediction for League One. And look at the quick version if you want in the shorts. Do like and subscribe to Johnny's Sports Channel.